Hello everyone. So this is a problem. Let's see whether it is a two-way slab or one-way slab. Firstly, so I already told in the previous problem, as you already know, that what is the basic difference between two-way slab and one-way slab. One thing I will repeat, that if you consider this as a longer span, so definitely it will be Ly, and if this is a shorter span, if you consider this as Lx, so the Ly by Lx, the ratio of this Ly by Lx, that means 4 by 3, that is less than equals to 2, right? That means it is in this particular condition, so that is why it is considered to be a two-way slab, right? Now as this is a two-way slab, that means the main reinforcement is in the both direction, in longer as well as the shorter span, right? So that is why, which one we will consider? Definitely we will consider the shorter span to determine the moment and the maximum bending moment, and for the checking of the deflection, right? So let's go ahead with step by step procedure, likewise we have done in the designing of one way slab, right? So initially what we need to do, the first step is to the effective depth, right? So to determine this effective depth, initially we considered value for the effective depth, right? So let's consider 150 mm that we have considered earlier in the previous one way slab. So if this is a value of d, that is 150 mm, so what will be the value of the effective span? That means the value of Lx and Ly. So as you know that we have also done in the problem related to beam, that will be minimum of L plus D or the center to center distance between the supports. So here the support width is 230 mm, so these are the clear spans, okay. So what is the center to center distance? Then it will be, if you consider the shorter span, it will be 3000 plus 230, and the L plus D, that will be 3000 plus 150. So which one is the lowest value? This one. So that is why the Lx value will of Lx, that is 3150, and Ly similarly it will be 4150, right? Now for our calculation and design purpose, we will consider the minimum of these two, that means the Lx value, okay. So the effective span that we got, Lx initially, that is 3150 mm, okay. Now let's see what is the span by depth ratio as per IS 456 2000. So the span by depth ratio which is given, and we have also do that similar thing in case of one way slab designing. So the span, that is 3150, and D, this D we need to determine as per IS 456 2000. There is some ratio, right? That is the given in the code, and let's see what are the value. Yes, now here you can see, for cantilever simply supported and continuous for up to 10 meter, the values are given, it is 7, 20 and 26. These are the maximum value. You can consider less than value of whatever is given over here. So we will considering the limiting value, that is 20, as this is a simply supported case, okay. Now so though it is simply supported case, so definitely for the moment we will consider some other condition also. So here it is 20, okay, and the modification factor. So the modification factor, so to determine this modification factor, we need to see the figure number 4, right? Likewise we have done in the previous case. So now to determine this modification factor, we need to see the figure 4, as well as we need to assume some PT, that means the percentage of steel, right? So here we will consider 0.4% of steel, okay. So let's see in the figure 4. So this is the figure 4, and here we need to determine the value of this modification factor. So we considered the percentage of steel as 0.4, and let's determine the value of Fs. So to see the which curve we need to consider. So the value of Fs, that will be 0.58 into Fy into AST required by AST provided. So that will be we considering equal value, so that is why it is 1. So Fy it is 415, yeah. So it is Fy value is 415. So yeah, so the value of Fs will be 240.7, same value as we have done in the previous case. So we will consider this particular curve. So for 0.4%, the value that we got for the modification factor, that is this one, this is the intersection point and this is the curve. So this is near about this portion, so this is 1.2, this is 1.4, so this is near to middle portion, that is we consider it is 1.3. okay, so let's put here 1.3. okay, so when you put here 1.3, when you solve this equation, the value of D you got, that is 121.15 mm. okay, so we consider here near about 125 mm. okay, now as we know the effective depth is 125. So if you see the diagram, if suppose consider this is a slab and these are the reinforcement, so you know this one is the small d, right? So the value of the capital D is this small d plus half of this dia and the clear cover, right? So clear cover it is not given, so we considered as mild condition, that is 20 mm, and the diameter that we consider, that is 8 mm. okay, so the value of the overall depth, that will be 125 plus 4, that means 8 by 2 plus 20. So the value that we got 149 mm. So we are considering 150 safe side, and yeah, this is a round of value, so 150. So if you consider 150, the value of the small d will be 126. You just deduct this 20 and 6 and you will get, this is the ultimate consideration of d that we proceed in the further calculations. okay, so small d equals to 126 mm. So this thing we will consider in the next equations as well as next design considerations, and capital D value is 150 mm. This is the overall depth and this is the effective depth, and this is the effective span in the shorter span. So we will consider these values in the next steps. okay, so now the next step, that is the load calculation. So let's write load calculation. So what you need to do in case of load calculation, so we have done in case of one way slab, that initially we need to determine the dead load, right? That means the self weight. So what will be the self weight? So we have determined the overall depth, that is 150. So if we convert in meter, so 0.150 into, just simply multiply with the unit weight of RCC, that is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. So the value that we get, that is 3.75 kilonewton per meter square. So it will be in meter square, right? Now if you add the plastering and floor finish, so you can say that floor finish plus plastering, you can consider it to be 2 kilonewton per meter square, and the live load, that in this problem it is not given, so consider it as 3 kilonewton per meter square. okay, so for that, if you can consider IS 875 code also, depending on the type of the structure. Now the total load ultimately we got the total load that will be 3 plus 2 plus 3, that means it is 8.75 kilonewton per meter square. And now we need to convert it into the factor load, right? Now the factor load, or you can say the WU, is the ultimate load, that is 1.5 into the total load. This is the partial safety factor, you already know in case of limit statement design. So 8.75. So the value that we get ultimately, that is 13.125 kilonewton per meter square. So this is the ultimate value that we need to consider at the time of moment calculation, right? So WU is equals to 13.125, okay, kilonewton per meter square, because we in case of slab design we consider to be in per meter square. So let's determine the moment. Let's remove this. So what will be the moment? So very simple, let's go to the code to determine that. So here you can see to determine the moment in x as well as y direction, that is along the shorter and longer span. So the formula is alpha x into w into Lx square. So what are these values? Look, you can see here alpha x and alpha y, the coefficients given in the table 26. So yeah, we will go to table 26. Now this w, this is actually the ultimate load, that means the factor load, you can say that we have just determined, that is 13.125, okay. And what is the mx and ny? These are simple the values of the moments along the Lx and Ly respectively, okay. Now yeah, another thing is that alpha x and alpha y. So let's see where is the alpha x and alpha y, that is in table number 26, right? So yeah, this is the table number 26. And now here you can see that there are these are the case numbers and the type of panel and moments are considered. The descriptions are given in the following column, and yeah, these all are the values of up to this. These all are the values of alpha x, okay. Now it depends on the ratio, that is the value of Ly by Lx. So we have determined the value initially, that is 1.33, right? But here you can see the ratio given 1, then 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So for this 1.33, it will lies between this 1.3 and 1.4, right? So we need to make the interpolation, then we will get the actual value of the alpha x corresponding to the ratio of 1.33, right? Now in case of longer span, it will not, it is not depends on this ratio of Ly by Lx, okay. For you can see that for all values of Ly by Lx, the alpha y value is given, okay. So now there are two values are given for each column. Why? Because you can see that one is for the negative moment and one is for the mid span, okay. So our condition in the problem, let's see here, it is given two adjacent edges discontinuous, right? So let's see where is the condition, two adjacent edges discontinuous, right? So we are interested with this part only, okay. So depending on the drawing, depending on the diagram and the support condition, you need to see as a structural engineer that which value you need to consider, okay. Now so let's see the corresponding value of 1.33, what will be the value of alpha x, okay. So let's write the equations first for determination of the moment. So I will write like this, that mux positive, mux negative, muy positive and muy negative, okay. So this muy and mux positive and negative value, I will consider these two values respectively, okay. You can see this is one is for negative moment, continuous edge. So this will be the negative moment at continuous edge, and this is a positive moment at mid span, okay. So these two are the for the longer span and these two are the for the shorter span. So let's determine the value of mux positive and mux negative. So let's write determination of moments. Okay, so one is the mu x positive, then mu x negative, then mu y positive, mu y negative. Now the formula to determine this particular value, that is the common formula I write over here, the mx is equals to, just see over here, alpha x into w lx square. Okay, so let's write here alpha x into w in our case and lx square, and my equals to alpha y into w, that is ultimate node, into lx square. Also these two cases are ls because we are considering the shorter span, right? So I just write like this, that means we need to just change the value of lx only, sorry, the alpha x only, okay, for these two several cases. So the value of w and lx will be same. So what is the value of w? That is 13.125. so 13 point, I am writing in meter, so 13.125 into lx, that is 3.15 square. Here it will be, this value is same, 13.125 into 3.15. okay, so I just need to determine the value of this alpha x. So let's go to the code. So our condition is between 1.33 and 1.4, right? So we need to make the interpolation between the 0.065 and 0.071 to determine the negative moment, and for the positive moment at the mid span we need to consider these two values. Okay, so I am just determining one value, and similarly you can do the same for the other one. Okay, so let's take this first one, that means for the negative moment. So one is 0.065. so let's write here, for ratio 1.3 the value is 0.065, for the ratio 1.4 it is 0.071, it is 0.071, right? So we need to determine a value that is between these, that is 1.33. so we can write like this, for change in 1.4 minus 1.3, this is the change, and what is the value here changed? 0.07, just simply unitary method, 0.071 minus 0.065, right? For this much changes, the value of the alpha x is changes, this is the ly by lx values and these are the alpha x values. Okay, so we need to make the interpolation. So for this difference in ly by lx value, so this is the corresponding difference of alpha x. Okay, so for 1 what is the changes, and for 0. or you can say 1.33 minus 1.3. so for these changes, that means that will be 0.03, right? So for these changes what will be the value? So let's write this, 0.071 minus 0.065 by 1.4 minus 1.3, right? Now for this much changes, 0.071 minus 0.065, 1.4 minus 1.3. now we need to multiply with this particular one, that means 1.33 minus 1.3. so whatever the value we get, let's see what is the value. I just show you here. So 0.071 minus 0.065 divided by 0.1, 1.4 minus 1.3, so 0.1, and it will be multiplied with the 0.03, just subtraction value of 1.33 minus 1.3, that is 0.03, right? So yeah, the value that we get, that is 0.0018, 0.0018. So this particular value is for the 1.33 minus 1.3. So how much? That is 0.03. So for this 0.03 we got, this is the Ly by Lx value. So this one is actually the value of the alpha x for 0.03. So we know the value of 1.3, that is 0.065, right? So for 1.33, what will be the value? We just need to add this one, 0.03. Now corresponding value of 0.03 is 0.008. So we just add this 0.065 plus 0.0018. So let's see what is the value. So 0.065 plus 0.0018. So this is the value, that is 0.0668. 0.06, how much? 0.668. So yeah, or you can write like 0.067 nearest value. So we will consider the actual value. Okay. So in this way, by interpolation, you can determine the corresponding value of Ly by Lx. Now we just need to put this value, because this is for the negative moment most probably. Let's see. Yeah. So this is for the negative moment, right? And the bottom one, this one is for the positive one. So this negative moment, we will consider this coefficient over here. So 0.0668. okay, this is the value of the alpha.